Okay, live shortly. All right, we can live now. Okay, so can everybody hear me? Welcome, guys. Can everybody hear me? Welcome, guys. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you. So welcome, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of this 5-day series. Yesterday we had a 1 hour session. I said it was going to just be 30 minutes, but we end up spending almost, I think, about 15 minutes or something. I'll try to keep today a little brief so that we can hit the nail on the head and actually get straight to the point without beating around too much. But I believe everything we said yesterday was actually very, very important. There was nothing really much about beating around the bush. So welcome to day 2 of the 5-day Retire Early series. And we'll be talking about how to start small and profitable. How to start small and profitable with real estate investing. Right, that has been the topic. And today is day 2. We are continuing. By the way, if you've not shared, this is a very, very good time for you to share. Right, this is a good time for you to share this session. And we're also live on YouTube. So for those who cannot join via Zoom, we are live on YouTube. That means they can just join directly from our YouTube channel. That's Adesina, basically. Yesterday, I mentioned that today we are going to be talking about how to recognize a profitable deal. Right, that's what we're going to be discussing. And I'm going to be sharing practical things with you. That is the criteria I personally look for before we acquire our properties. Right, we first acquired the 12 hectares. Now we are currently about to close another 15 hectares. So how did I know a good deal? How did I know that this land is worth buying? And I've also been on several, how do I put it now? Several decision-making meetings for several of my clients that want to buy buildings, that want to buy even office apartments and all. So how did I help them make sound decisions based on what they're looking for and what they're trying to achieve, basically? So this is what we're looking at today. And I'll just hit the nail straight on the head and be very, very practical with us. It's something, whether you're an investor, whether you're just trying to see how you can even try to learn investing generally, right? Or you're just trying to see how you can also get started. You're a broker. You want to know how to give, a more accurate counsel to your prospects, right? This is that session for you. So we started yesterday by talking about the fact that you have to be goal-oriented before you even come into the world of investing at all. And I think one of the things I mentioned yesterday that I think I need to reiterate is that real estate investing is not a different, so this is not a different ballgame, right? Any principle of investing that works would work for real estate investing. The same principles and strategies you look out for if you want to put money into any business is the same you look out for when you want to put money into real estate, right? And why did I choose real estate? So we've started the session. By the way, if you are just joining for the first time, probably this is your first session with AJ or your first session with me. My name is OPEYEMI Adesina. I'm the founder and CEO of Adesina. So basically, we're a real estate investing firm, right? And what we do is we find valuable properties and we invest in it. And then we encourage investors also to invest with us as we put money there. So as we make profits, they also make profits. As we make money, they make money. That's what we do basically. So today we're talking about how to recognize a profitable deal. Remember, our general topic is how to start small and profitable. How to start small and profitable. And like I said, that the same principle you look out for before you put money into any business, before you put money into anything at all, it's the same principle you look out for before you buy any property. Right? I like to see myself as an asset acquisition expert, right? That is, I know a good deal. I know, and when I know a good deal, it's not just specific to a property. A good deal is a good deal. Whether it's a property, a business, a car, a good deal is a good deal, right? Whether a business, a good. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. As you are joining, please mute yourself. Please, let's always note this. So you cannot tell me you're a good real estate investor, but when it comes to your business you are running, you are doing it poorly. Something is missing. Something is wrong. You cannot say you are a good real estate investor, but every other thing you've been investing in has been a poor investment. Something is wrong. If you're a good real estate investor, you are a good investor, right? If you also go into the world of buying businesses, you buy the right businesses, right? Because real estate could even be more complex, depending on who is buying, depending on what you are buying from, right? So how do you know a good deal? How do you know a profitable deal before you can buy? Having laid the foundation of the fact that a goodie is a goodie, if you know it's general principle of investing. So it's the question is now, how do you know a profitable investment? Do you see the direction of how do you know a profitable investment? If you know a profitable investment generally, then you will know a profitable real estate investment. It is automatic, right? And you see, like I said yesterday, the foundation is you knowing what you want out of that deal. And a book I would recommend, right, to everybody on this call, a book I would recommend is Trump, The Art of the Deal. One thing that book could open your eyes to is different perspective and different thought processes that guides how Donald Trump invests in anything. That guides the buildings he buys and why he buys them and what he does with those buildings. Because it's the same principle you would see that Kevin Nolari uses with his businesses, that Makuba uses with his businesses, and all these other people. One other person I respect so much is Patrick Bet-David, right? And the same principle you would see if you study, away from just what is on social media. I take my time to study people. Study the likes of Stanley, if you know Stanley Group. Study the likes of what's his name, Cubana, right? Don't just look at the hype and everything about them. Try to study the trends around their businesses, around their products. I think Cubana just launched Cubana FMCGs, right? Can you take a time to observe what the thought process was? I'm trying to tell you the kind of things I look at, right? That I observe, that I pay attention to. Because if you're able to understudy these guys, you'll be able to know what exactly to buy, what not to buy, what to put money into, what not to put money into, right? There's this concept, and I have a mentorship group, by the way. It's called Becoming 1%. But I'm currently planning to revamp it to the 1% Club, right? So it will be called the 1% Club. And one thing we do that I do and encourage all those guys to do with me is that we look at the principles and strategies of the 1% individuals and we try to model after them. It's the same thing with investing. If you want to know a profitable deal, look at what these people are finding profitable that they're putting money into. And let me give you the fundamental thing. This is what I'm sharing with you tonight. The fundamental thing that people look out for, that these guys look out for, is cash flow. And I will tell you even how cash flow is important, even when you're doing land banking. Because when I look at, is land banking, how does cash flow come into land banking? I'm going to explain it to you. The fundamental thing is cash flow. Because, and why cash flow? Let's take it like this. The first thing that makes anything a business is cash flow. The primary thing that qualifies anything to be called a business is cash flow. You can do branding. You can put out anything on social media. You can do anything. You can say you are selling anything. Until that thing starts making money, you don't have a business. So until there's a cash flow, there's no business. Are you following me? If you're following me, let me know you are following me. You can just type it. I'm following you. Until someone pays for what you say you are offering, that thing is not a business. So until someone pays for a particular land, that land is not valuable. Until someone offers to pay for a building, that building is not valuable. So the fact that you have the land, you can have a land and not have a valuable land. That's why you can go and buy a land in your village. Yes, you own a land, but is it valuable? Can you wake up tomorrow and say you want to sell? And in 24 hours, 10 people are lining up to say they want to pay for the land. So you can, there is land, there are lands and there are valuable lands. Are you getting it? So that means, that's why I said until there's cash flow, until there's cash offerings, there's no business. So until you can validate and ascertain that this land, people are going to want to pay for it, it's not even valuable at all. So that's why I say the primary thing that qualifies any property, any piece of investment as a profitable investment is what? Cash flow. That's why you hear the saying that how did they put it again? Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, cash is king. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, cash is king. Now, you know I said cash flow also. Now, let me now break it down. The fact that you have the land and you're able to sell it does not mean that land is even valuable. Let me break it down. I bought the land for 1 million naira. Let's say in, let me use this practical example. Today, I bought the land for 1 million naira. In the next 5 years, this is an example, so this might not be realistic. In the next 5 years, I sold the land for, let's say, 3 million naira, right? That looks like, oh, I bought that. That looks like I made 2 million naira profit, right? Right. But what you don't factor into it, firstly, is that what are the year-on-year inflation rates? So let's say over the next 5 years, inflation continues to grow by, let's say you bought it when inflation, let me just assume that inflation was, by the time you said it was 25%, right? So let's say an average inflation, let's say this year it was 20, that's 60, divided by 20 times, so that's 100, divided by 5, that's 20. Let's say inflation was at 20%. That means 20% of that money has gone. So what's 20% of 3 million naira? You see that the value that you sold it for, the real value has reduced. Right? So the real value of that land that you actually sold it for, that means your money at that time is actually 2 point something. Right? 2 point something. Peradventure, you put a fencing on the land, you put a security on the land, you were paying all those people, remove all the cost attached. You see that your profit has reduced. So you can see where cash flow comes in. You can see what cash flow, because cash flow is also in two ways. There's cash flow negative, there's cash flow positive. Right? You might be making money in a business. That's why they say revenue is vanity. I can be making money in it. My business can be making money, but I'm running at a loss. That's cash flow negative. So I'm selling clothes now, and at the end of the month I make 100,000 naira. But when I calculate how much I spent on the business, it was 150,000 naira. I made money, yes, but I ran at a loss. That's vanity. That means the money was useless, right? That's cash flow negative. So the question is cash flow, right? Will this land now? How do you let me focus on land for a bit, because I think it's more popular on this part of the world that we still have a lot of land to be developed. It's not like for example, in the US that you can't easily buy land, right? It's not like they are not land, but it is just preferable to just quickly go and buy a house. But they are still land basically. But it's more pronounced. If you hear people doing real estate in the US, it will be more of housing. But over here, it's more of what? It's more of land banking and all those things, right? So you bought a land. How do you know this land is a valuable property? It is that in the coming years, and that years you must be able to put a figure to it. In these coming years, people will want to live here. That is, people will want to buy to build for rental purposes. Why are people buying close to airports? Because commerce is going to come close to airports. People are going to want to buy to build, what's it called? Probably hotels, probably malls, probably complexes. So because of that cash flow potential, that land is profitable. Do you get that? Because of the cash flow potential, that land is not profitable. So this is how you know, like I said, this is a general principle of business investment and real estate investment. They are not different. Are you following my point now? So how do you know a property is going to be valuable? It will generate cash flow. We have a project called Chanzo. How do we know Chanzo is going to be valuable or is valuable? Is that we've built what's it called? We are building a complete ecosystem. There's the residential part and there's the commercial part. And what we are planning to do with the commercial part is that to be a heaven of African stuffs. So you want to eat African food, various ones, you come to Chanzo. You want to shop various African clothing, you come to. So that in itself, you want to watch African theatrics, African festival, you come there. We already know that itself will invite visitors, invite people to want to stay there. Why do people go to Lakowe Lakes? Apart from the scenery, is the golf. Why people come to Chanzo? Apart from the scenery, is the African entertainment and all that was there. So with that, we can guarantee traffic. With traffic, we can guarantee cash flow. That is the qualification of the value of that property. Cash flow. And two important things, let me just share this, all right? Two important things you know when it comes to cash flow is leverage and control. What can you leverage to ascertain cash flow? For example, people that are selling Ekpe because they are leveraging first the 4th million bridge, they are leveraging the media, whatever. I think they are building a particular media of a film, something there, film village there. So you can see leverage, but that is external leverage. There's some internal leverage also. For example, a project like Vicarious, for example, a project like Chanzo also, internal leverage is what we ourselves are putting, the value we are adding to that land. That's internal leverage. Control is what you can do. For example, you're buying land in Ekpe. Before you just bank on absolutely what the government should do, what can you also do to also add value to the land? Just in case the external leverage fails, what internal leverage do you have? What internal control do you have to ascertain cash flow, to ascertain traffic on those pieces of properties? Because the fact that you later sold it at a higher price than you bought does not mean you are in profit. There's inflation, there's devaluation, right? You might actually even make profit, but will you make as much profit as you envisaged? Or even probably, because I tell people honest truth, and that is why it looks as if, you know, even my team used to look at me somehow because we are so focused on just one project. And like, once you guys expand and all those things. But for me, it's more about, and I'm not saying this is not to say that people that are expanding are doing something wrong. No, not at all. We all have different visions we are driving at, right? So please note that. But what I'm trying to say is that so that it won't get to a point where you start selling your land at distress sale, and then probably you're able to sell it exactly how much you bought it or less than you bought it. Of course, the fact that you're able to sell it, right, and get money saved you, so that it could be, so if land was just your rainy day fund, that's fine. Like I said, some people are buying real estate, some people are investing in real estate. They are two different things. Buying and investing in real estate are two different things. You should know that. Don't invest with the same way people that are buying. Don't copy buyer strategies to invest. So people are not investing to make profit or investing to make money. They're just buying that where real estate is a good stuff to buy. The same way, do you know that there are investment cars? I can buy a car, hoping to resell in future. I can buy jewelry, right? Diamonds, hoping to resell in future. So you must always know all these things. So don't invest with a buyer strategy. These are important things people need to learn. So if you know that you are investing for a profit, you see, there's something called in business. Let me quickly say this. Please mute yourself as you're joining. Please mute yourself. There's something called exit strategy. This is the last thing I'm going to be sharing tonight. Exit strategy. It means as you are entering that deal, as you're buying that property, you're asking yourself, how do I sell off this property? How do I get out of this deal? Do I sell it off? Do I list it up? Do I build rental property on it and sell it up? You must know your exit strategy. You must know how to get out of the deal. You must know. And that is what will now give you the timeline of your investment. Because it's an investment. The timeline of your investment and what you are looking to get during the tenure of that investment. There are certain terminologies. Let me just quickly see if you can touch on them. There's something called cash on cash, target cash on cash when it comes to real estate investment. It means in Nigeria, we mostly use yield for that. That is, if I'm buying a property of 40 million naira, let's say a 3-bedroom, 40 million naira, and the rent annually is 4 million naira, that's a 4% cash on cash. That's a 4% target yield. 4% target yield. That's 4% annual yield. Right? Now, at the end of the deal, probably when I sell off the property, or probably when I sell the property, or probably I invested with as a fund. So let's say you are going to get money for, let's say, 20 years, right? So at the end of 20 years, that is 4 million times 20, right? So that's 80 million. There's something called target multiple. So that means you're making 2 times. That your target multiple will be 2.0. This might be advanced real estate class. Don't worry. This looks like an advanced real estate class, but don't worry. You would get it, right? 2.0 means you are making times 2 of the money you put into it. Anything below 1.0 means you are making less than what you put into it as your target multiple, right? Then your target return, or what they call IRR in probably in Dubai, internal rate of return, or what we call return on investment here in Nigeria, can now be the total. Could be 25%, could be 15%, however it is, right? So that could be what you are generating at the end of the deal. So cash on cash means every year. IRR or target return means at the end of the deal. Target multiple now means when you collect your total returns plus your capital back, when you are certain, probably you sell up the deal, you get out of the deal. What did you make it? Did you make times 2 of what you put into it, or whatever it is? So for you to be able to know that this is a profitable deal, you must be able to ascertain all these figures even before you buy. If I buy this land now, how long am I holding it for? By the time I'll be selling it, what is inflation likely to be? Right? How much am I looking to sell it for? Right? How do I, all these questions, your timeline, and you must have an expectation. See, a way you know that you are buying and not investing is that there's no expectation. Someone cannot come and meet you and say, Star, I'm starting a business. Come and invest in my business. And you say, okay, take this money. And you not ask for how many percent of that business. Many fintechs have, many tech bros now are raising funds. Many of them are raising equity finance or debt finance. Equity finance will give you money, give us percentage of the company. Debt finance will give you this money. Use it for a period of time. You give us back with returns. Before you give the money, you know what you are putting into it. You know how long you are putting the money for, and you know what you are getting out of it. That's how to invest in a property also. That's how you invest in a property also. So you want to buy a piece of land, right? How much am I putting down? And as I said, if you don't have enough money to start at such a standpoint where you can buy a solid property that you know you can have leverage and control over, it is easier to partner with someone who you trust that is doing that, and just get return on investment and keep building your capital base until you now have enough capital strength to go in yourself, to go in as a wise investor, not just as this is a good deal, not just as land is the best investment on earth, not just as 90% of millionaires become so through real estate, not just because of quote and sweet word, but because you know what you are putting your money into and you know what you are getting out of it. Until then, just keep investing, with an active player, keep building your capital base until you can go in yourself and strike and do a good investment, a wise investment. Many people just buy properties with hope. Investment is not hope. Yes, you hope that this thing will do well. It's not like you have 100% guarantee, but there's a figure expectation. But many people just buy properties because of emotion. And as I said, don't invest with a buyer strategy. A lot of people are buying. A lot of my clients also, they are buying. It's not like that investment is what they are banking on or something. They have the money, they are well to do, and they are just buying to keep for themselves. Probably one day they will need some money. Like I gave an example yesterday. Needed money for Jagun and sold it. That's just a buyer strategy. You don't invest with a buyer strategy. I'm talking to investors here. They are buyers who just buy, but they are investors who have figured expectation even before they put the money into the property. You do your calculations, right? I have a man that I've been trying to close for over a year now. Not yet. I've still not closed it. And those kind of people, I love them. You know why? They know what they want. Not that I don't have a good deal, not that he doesn't have money, but he will just tell me after we talk and talk, he will ask me about the deal. I'll tell him, you're like, this is not what I'm looking for at this time. This is what I'm looking for. When you have, call me. This kind of people, you cannot buy them with quotes. You cannot buy them with testimonials. They know what they are looking for, and until they see it, you can't get their money. This is the kind of investor you need to become. Not just someone just throwing money around because everybody's buying it. I'm a real estate guy. I want you to buy property from me, but this is the truth. Because this is, if you understand this principle, I can beat my chest that you can put money in anything and you make profits. You can put money anywhere and you make profits. Even as a broker, you should start thinking as an investor. Even as a broker. But many people never leave the brokerage cycle. So this evening, we talked about cash flow. That is the predetermining factor of any investment. Will this piece of land I'm buying as land banking, will it become a place where commerce is coming, a place where people want to build rental apartments? That is what we drive. I've told you yesterday that sellers don't determine the value of property. Buyers do. You can put 100 million on your property. If everybody is coming and saying they can't pay more than 10 million, the value of the property is for 10 million. So until you have the value that is convincing enough that truly is worth 100 million, then people will buy. Don't even forget this. Don't invest in real estate with the buyer strategies. There are a lot of buyers in the market. A lot of people are buying homes, not investing in homes. A lot of people are buying land, not investing in land. You that want to invest because you want to build wealth. This is retire early. Let me tell you something. Why did I choose real estate? Because I know that out of all investment vehicles out there, real estate is still the one with minimal risk and easier to understand investment vehicle than stocks, than mutual funds and ETFs. And it has this sense of realness, like it's physical, right? Attached to it. So with that, there's a sense of ownership that comes with it. But ownership that comes with wisdom. A lot of people just want to be landlords. And see, I'm not against you being landlords, right? But as an investor, your goal is not to be a landlord. Your goal is what? Profit. That's your goal. As an investor, your goal is profit. Your goal is profit. And for how long would you make that profit? And your goal is even also to own major share. Probably that's what I'll tell you about. I'll talk to you about tomorrow. How to start small, but how to grow from whatever level you are starting from. And this is why we as the company opened a particular channel where you can invest from as low as 100,000 naira with us. And you get to 7% annually. And we even give you monthly, you'll be getting your returns monthly, right? Because we understand that this thing, for you to really get in from the place of authority, from a place where you can predetermine your expectation, no, you have to have a level of capital. But you cannot also wait until you have. You have to build, because capital don't just come. It doesn't just come. You have to build up to it. So you can start investing small. And as I get in that return, instead of you are not spending it, you keep reinvesting it. You keep building up your capital base until when you have like 5 million, 10 million, then you can go in yourself. I hope you've learned tonight. Do you have anybody with question? Let me wrap up here. Anybody with any question? Just raise your hand. Anybody with any question? Anybody with any question? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody with question. All right. Okay, so Adams of no question. Please, I would advise you, if you know that probably you didn't really get everything I said in this session. The video is live on YouTube. It will be on YouTube. Go and watch it again. Make sure you get everything you need to get. Either you are an investor, you are an entrepreneur, you are trying to get started, you are a broker. With this, you would even know the client to waste time on. See, there's a level of authority you speak with as a broker. People do not doubt to give money into your hand. I have somebody now who has given me ₦1 million for probably over a week now. And I'm the one pursuing him that, sir, fill this form. He just let me, don't worry, I'll fill it. That's how easy people can just trust you with money. And that's just one out of many. People just drop money without looking, because they know that their money is safe with you. People come to you even for counsel. Right? So, and if people start seeing you as someone who has a grounded understanding, when they have money to invest, you become their go-to person. So don't just say what everybody's saying. Don't just try to just say like everybody's saying. Be sure that you actually understand what you are saying. Speak from a standpoint of understanding, from the standpoint of, I love so much. There's a lady I saw her status. I can't remember her name now. That said, selling is helping. Selling is helping. And I said this is very powerful. That I'm helping you make the right decision. I'm not just trying to make commission. I'm not trying to sell off my property. I'm helping you make the right decision. So guys, this is where we'll wrap up tonight. Tomorrow we'll continue from here, right? And I'll be breaking down how to grow when it comes to how to grow your portfolio. Or let me say how to grow a profitable real estate portfolio. Because one other thing that's been bastardized in the real estate sector is this term of portfolio. And I say this from a point of reference. Not that I know everything, but from a point of reference that investment is a delicate thing because people's lives are attached to it. So there's need for a complete body of knowledge when it comes to communicating these things. Because people can put, I tell people, when people buy a land, sometimes they are buying their children's school fees tomorrow. They are buying their survival fund tomorrow. So if you have them put it in a property that would not serve that purpose when they need it, that's wickedness. That's wickedness. So please, we can do better, and this is why this platform is there, right? And this is body of knowledge so that we can start setting structures of passive income. Real estate is the easiest way to build your passive income. Easiest way to build passive income. Easiest way. And if I'm giving this on that so that you can harness it early also. Harness it early. By God's grace, we are taking it early to University of Abuja next month. We're also going to UTC in Abuja. We are going to Apple Mechanic Village. You have to spend their entire life saving money when they can easily set structures related to actually build passive income. And this is what we are doing at the company. So join us. You want to invest with us, you have your budget, you don't know how to start. Send offers, just DM me offers, and I'll take it from them. DM me offers, OFFERS, DM me, and I'll tell you what we have and how you can go about it. So have an amazing evening, everybody, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.